In the world of hip-hop, some beefs go beyond music, rooted in real-life struggles, street politics, and deep personal losses. The ongoing tension between OTF and NBA isn't just about diss tracks. It's a complex story involving four young men, Lil Durk, King Von, NBA YoungBoy, and Quando Rondo, who rose from the trenches of Chicago, Baton Rouge, and Savannah, only to find themselves caught in a deadly rivalry that's shaken the rap game to its core. Lil Durk, born Dirk Derek Banks, was raised in Englewood, Chicago, one of the city's most violent and impoverished areas. His father, Dante Banks Suar, was sentenced to life in prison when Dirk was just a child, leaving him to be raised primarily by his mother. With little money, no father figure, and the harsh realities of Chicago street life, Dirk turned to the streets at a young age and found himself facing legal trouble as a teenager. He was affiliated with the Black Disciples gang and had beef in the city long before fame. Music became an outlet, something real and therapeutic. Inspired by Chicago's drill wave, especially Chief Keef, Lil Reese, and Fredo Santana, Dirk developed a melodic style that combined pain with street tales. His breakout song, "Dis Ain't What You Want," put him on the map, and he was signed to Def Jam early on before eventually forming his own label, Only the Family. Over time, his consistency and growth made him a respected name in the rap game, evolving from drill to more mainstream success. Later came the emergence of his homie. King Von, born Davon Daquan Bennett, was also raised in the south side of Chicago and grew up in the Parkway Gardens housing projects, known as O Block. He was raised by a single mother, as his father was in and out of jail and was ultimately killed when Von was still young. Like Dirk, Von was exposed to violence early, joining the Black Disciples and getting arrested multiple times as a juvenile. His name was well known in Chicago before rap due to his reputation in the streets, especially involving feuds with rival gang members. It was Lil Durk who motivated Von to get into music, signing him to OTF and helping guide his early career. Von's storytelling ability set him apart. His breakout track, Crazy Story, gave the world a vivid glimpse into his life. His debut album, Welcome to O Block, further solidified his status, and he was quickly rising as one of the most authentic voices in drill before his life was tragically cut short in 2020. His beef with this next rapper unfortunately cut his life short. NBA YoungBoy, born Contrell DeJean Golden, grew up in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Raised by his grandmother after his father was sentenced to 55 years in prison, YoungBoy had a difficult upbringing filled with instability and street violence. He dropped out of school in the 9th grade and was arrested for robbery shortly after. In juvenile detention, he began writing music, using the pain and chaos of his life to fuel his lyrics. Inspired by artists like Lil Boosie, Chief Keef, and Kevin Gates, YoungBoy brought an aggressive, emotional energy to the mic that resonated with fans nationwide. Songs like 38 Baby and Outside Today blew up, leading to a deal with Atlantic Records. Despite frequent arrests, house arrests, and probation violations, YoungBoy's work ethic was unmatched, dropping countless projects and building a cult-like fan base. He was placed under federal investigation and faced multiple charges, eventually being put on house arrest in Utah. Recently, he was released from prison after a period of legal troubles, and remains one of the most streamed artists in hip-hop. He signed this next rapper to NBA and made him his right-hand man. Quando Rondo, born Tiki and Terrell Bowman, was raised in Savannah, Georgia. He grew up in poverty, and like the others, had a troubled childhood. His father was incarcerated for much of his early life, and his mother struggled with drug addiction. He bounced between foster homes and juvenile detention centers throughout his teenage years. Music became an escape, and he looked up to artists like Chief Keef, Rich Homie Quan, and YoungBoy Never Broke Again. Quando's melodic, emotional sound quickly caught attention. His breakout song, I Remember, featuring NBA YoungBoy, introduced him to a wider audience and landed him a deal with YoungBoy's Never Broke Again label, in partnership with Atlantic Records. As YoungBoy's protege, Quando built a solid fan base, but his street affiliations and real-life feuds would later catch up to him. The beef between OTF and NBA started when King Von had public tensions with Quando Rondo and YoungBoy, mocking them on social media and in interviews.
Fuck YoungBoy talking about on this song, bro.
What?
He talking crazy on this man.
Oh, yeah?
He ain't even like that.
Oh!
On his ass, nah.
On his
All that
ass.
cap. You got cap in your raps.
The two represented rival street backgrounds, Von from O-Block in Chicago, Quando affiliated with gangs in Savannah, and closely tied to YoungBoy. Even though Lil Durk had collaborated with both YoungBoy and Quando in the past, things began to spiral when Von was shot and killed outside an Atlanta nightclub in November 2020 during a fight involving Quando Rondo's crew. Quando's affiliate, Lil Tim, was arrested for the murder but later released on bond. YoungBoy's silence and later music seemingly dissing Von only fueled the tension further. Durk began releasing songs perceived as direct shots at NBA, including Backdoor and Should Have Ducked. Meanwhile, YoungBoy responded with tracks like Bring the Hook, where he dissed O-Block directly, saying, "O-Block pack get rolled up." This line sparked a massive wave of diss tracks and subliminal shots between the two camps. The beef intensified with fan speculation, social media posts, and coded lyrics. Despite being on house arrest, YoungBoy continued to feed the fire musically. Durk, at the same time, was dealing with legal issues of his own and was recently arrested, now reportedly facing murder-for-hire charges. Quando Rondo has also been arrested and is currently serving time, further adding fuel to the fire and tragedy surrounding both camps. What began as a few diss songs and street-level tension became one of the most dangerous and talked-about rivalries in modern hip-hop, a beef rooted in real loss, broken alliances, and the struggles of four young men trying to make it out of impossible situations through music. The OTF vs NBA war is more than just rap. It's a collision of trauma, loyalty, and the consequences of a lifestyle that refuses to let go.